another airplane that wouldn't get started either. And so we got this twin engine thing. And the guy says, you know, we're going to charge next. But Perry says, no, you're not. Yeah. And we finally got down there, and I can remember that Chevron has some gas field up there. And there apparently was a leak. And they had a backhoe going to excavate this thing. It hit the coating was terrible, but they thought it was wonderful because it was called somastic, Standard Oil mastic. And big hunks of it kept falling off the pipe.
Jeez.
And they were repairing it with our tape. But anyway, that just happened to be there when the backhoe did that. You know, that's pipe locator, you know?
Yeah.
But that was really funny. Perry said, no, you're not. Yeah. But that one airplane, the Mall, it had balloon tires, you know, about that, a little airplane. But they could run over, you know, a boulder that big, you know, just like it was like this. And that's when I had my ulcer. Yeah.
I wonder what.
And it was right at the head of a stream, and where the salmon came up and they were dying, you know, they just sloughing off, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so sick one day that George and another guy in the cabin next to us, they walked a couple of miles to a trout stream, and they caught a lot of fish. And I couldn't move. I was dying. I went to so many doctors to find out what was the matter with me, and finally I went to Scripps, and they found it. Ulcer.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I had one too.
Did you go to Scripps?
No. Kaiser.
Kaiser.
George's friend and Virginia's husband, Bob, he started work for the gas company, and he met a guy by the name of Fox. And they put their heads together and decided to go into the heating and air conditioning business. And so they left the gas company and formed Superior Heating and Air Conditioning in Anchorage. And they currently have 100 employees. So after they've been in business for, I guess, 8 or 10 years, they sold it for God knows how much money. Yeah. So Virginia there is a millionaire, and her son worked for the bank. And when John and I were in Homer or Seward, we looked for Bob Pope's boat. Remember that?
Not really.
You don't? Well, we found it. I think it was in Seward. I don't know where it was. But anyway,
Where Seward or Homer are.
Was a motorboat, about a 40-footer or something like that. And Bayliner or something. Yeah, Bayliner. And I said, well, you must have been pretty good at the bank. And Perry said, he didn't make enough money at the bank to buy that. She bought it for him. And she has the same thing I do, you know. And Perry Johnson, he has the same thing too. All
Really?
three of us.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Must have been something in the air up there. So anyway, he has the boat. She lives now in Squim, you know, so he has the boat somewhere in Port Angeles or something like that. They have marinas there, you know. And
Probably one in Squim, too.
and now I said, what's he? He's retired. What's that stuff that Jimmy Carter does, building houses?
Oh, Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, well, that's all he does.
Oh, okay.
Goes out and builds houses, or helps build houses. Yeah. And takes care of her, being 90 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, if I had to go into San Francisco and demonstrated that machine I had, why, nothing of this would have happened. I'd have done something else, I guess. I don't know. But one thing about it, they didn't quibble about the price or anything. And one story George told, he was the purchasing agent. And they bought their pipe in Japan. And so they sent George, I guess, to Tokyo, I guess. And the Japanese people met him, I guess, at the airport and got him squared away in the hotel. And maybe they had dinner. And anyway, George said, they said, we'll call you at 7:30 in the morning. And at the tick of 7:30, the phone would ring. And so George, that happened for a couple of days. He had to wait for the pipe, you know, to be made, and he had to go to the plant where they made it. And so he was there quite a while. And finally, he got up in the morning, went down the lobby, got hid behind a tree or something, and waited. He said they'd come in way ahead of time. They kept looking at their watch, looking at their watch. Go, oh, no, silence. Yeah.
Very punctual people.
Yeah. And then I was there one year when the load of pipe was due, and Anchorage, that's just, you know, right at the head of the Cook Inlet, where it narrows down, it had a big tank. So at high tide, why, the boat is, you know, sitting up like it's on the dock. Mm-hmm. And at low tide, you can't see it at all. And these are big ship, you know. They must be, it's like that Bay of Fundy, wherever that is. And so we go there, where's the pipe? It's on the bottom. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, that was just sheer luck. Sheer luck. Yeah.
You could have been living in Saudi Arabia.
Pardon?
John says you could have been